beautiful soul. My name is Mara, and I welcome you to this pick a deck reading. This is going to be a general reading, so we're going to keep it open, no specific topic, and just see what messages come through for you. So I'm going to go over each crystal for the decks, and then we will have a sound selection afterwards if you would like to choose clairaudiently. So let's get started with the crystals. First up, we have deck number 1. Deck number 2. And number 3. And now let's get into the sound selection. All right, if you need more time, go ahead and pause the video, or you're welcome to go back through the crystal or the sound selection. But we're going to go ahead and get started with deck number 1. But you can find all 3 readings in the timestamps down below in the description, and I will see you at your reading. Hello, group number 1. Welcome to your reading. You chose the Honey Calcite and the Rider-Waite Smith deck. So let's take a look at what messages are coming through for you. This is a general reading, just to remind you, so no question in mind. We're just going to see what messages come through. If you do feel inclined to ask a question and see if an answer comes through, then that's totally fine. But we're just going to see what comes through. Okay. So by feeling drawn to and choosing this deck, what messages does Spirit have for you? Okay. Let's start here. Okay, so you're ending a cycle. The message of the hardest part is over, and it's okay to grieve. It's okay for you to take account of what just happened, because I feel like it's almost giving like whiplash, like it was a sudden unfolding of events that really took you by surprise and left you feeling really exhausted. But the universe wants you to know that it's over. The worst is over, and there's nothing but recuperation and new things that can be had in the future. So let's see what else is coming through. Yeah, with the Ace of Wands, new energy is surrounding what you are doing and how you are doing it. So there's going to be an opportunity presented, and it may just simply be in the form of this cycle ending and you kind of recognizing that and being willing to move forward. But the universe is saying that new things are available to you, and you can expect a change of energy and I just heard a change of season. So it definitely feels like you have good things to look forward to. You have new and better things to do. Wow, yeah, and you will be feeling like you are in control again. It almost feels like with that whiplash energy that I was getting, it's like you felt out of control, like you didn't have full autonomy, you didn't have full say in what you were thinking and what you were doing. It's almost like you had an out of body experience, and it was caused by outside events, but internally you just felt so out of control. And now you have this opportunity to really create and expand from a place of certainty, from a place of groundedness and honoring your gifts as who you are. It's like you are in touch with both your higher self and your lower self. It's like you've done the shadow work that you needed to do in order to get to this place of creation. Okay, we have Death in reverse and the High Priestess in reverse. Wow. Okay, so you may have a hard time getting to this new beginning, and not in the way that it's just not there, but maybe it's like you really don't want to acknowledge some of the things that really need to end, that do need to finish up. And it almost feels like it's because there's this dragging on of things, like, people keep bringing it up. You keep doubting your intuition. You keep saying, "Well, I don't know what's best," obviously, like, it's like you're throwing your hands up and just kind of giving in to an energy that's no longer serving you and a cycle that you've already learned its lesson. And that can be easily resolved by trusting your intuition. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Swords, and this is all about recognizing the resources that you have, not only within yourself, but around you. This definitely feels like you have the right ideas about things. And in order to set yourself free from this cycle, you're really going to have to trust what you think about the situation. You're going to have to allow yourself that space and the time and the energy that it takes to put into yourself, to really, what am I saying? It's like you need to put your energy into yourself so that the universe can match that and and create this opening for you, and create a situation where maybe you have the a new opportunity and this new kind of opportunity to trust your intuition that previously maybe wasn't available to you. If that makes sense. I feel like that got a little bit jumbled. But okay, the Tower in reverse. Do you really want this cycle to end? Because it really feels like you don't, that there's something that you're really holding on to here, and it's almost feeling like you're frustrated by this message, like, you want this and this to coexist at the same time, but it can't. This has stability, it has groundedness, it has enchantment, it has wonder and thrill, and this is, predictable and unstable at the same time, which is really unfortunate. And it's very dark, heavy energy, and there's something that you are really holding on to that you don't want to let go of. You want this new beginning to exist while you're holding on to this, and there may be something really beautiful that you are experiencing in this cycle that's making it almost like seem like it's worth it. It seems like it's worth it to stand there with all of these opportunities to escape, where but like you just can't bring yourself to because of this one thing. So let's see what else comes through. We have Strength in reverse. Okay. So it's like you don't want to you want to move forward with force. You want to move forward with willpower and creating a path even if there's not one there. Like, you're going to make it happen, and the universe is saying you need to let it go and just be gentle. You need to let it let it be what it is and let yourself see it for what it is. Take the blindfold off and look around at what the situation is at its core, so that when you do move forward, you are more inclined to trust your intuition in the future. And especially Wow, yeah. The Ace of Cups with the 7 or excuse me, the 6 of Swords, it's like in order to move on, you're really going to have to trust that the emotional fulfillment will be there without this one thing that's really holding you back, without this one thing that feels like it's worth it, that makes all of the rest of this, crappy stuff worth it to you. You have to trust that you will be fulfilled in the future when you decide to move on, when you choose to heal and make a I'm hearing a, l to walk down the path of least resistance instead of the path of resistance, and also in doing this, you're going to have an opportunity to heal a lot of old wounds. Like I was saying, maybe there is that shadow work that does need to be explored a little bit more. Originally, when these 2 cards came out, it kind of felt like you had finished that, but it does feel like maybe there is something that needs to be looked at a little bit deeper, and when you're able to look at it, you will be able to move forward and feel emotionally fulfilled, emotionally stable, and feel that peace that I think that you were really longing for in this situation. So let's see if there's any last messages. Okay, yeah. You just have to make the decision to go and then go. And you have to make the choice to see where you're going. So make a list of goals, is what I'm hearing. There's something about writing down your manifestations, writing down what you want to see for yourself. It can be a very healing experience. And so I think that that may be enough for you to get out of this cycle, but you could make a pros and con list. It just is it's all about what resonates with you, but it definitely feels like you need to get clear about what you're aiming at. If when this card is in reverse, it's like chaotic aiming. It's indecisive. It's not really it's just shooting things out and not knowing where they're gonna land, but the universe is saying that if you be precise about it, if you decide and make the decision to leave this behind, to let the cycle be done and to grieve it and know where you're heading in the future, then it will happen for you. It will unfold in not only the way that you expect, but maybe even a better way, something that you couldn't even fathom because you were so deeply enthralled in this negative cycle. So, the last message that I want to give you is that this isn't bad, and you aren't bad for staying here or choosing to repeat this for however long you have held on. This is about gaining clarity before you move into this cycle. So don't let anybody tell you that you were wrong or stupid or just didn't know enough to move forward, because I really do think everybody is different in their own path, and you need to trust your own timing. Yes, you should leave behind negative things and want better things for yourself and choose the better feeling situation, but everybody has their own process and divine timing exists. So sometimes it's just not right to move on, and we know that. So trust your intuition, let the cycle end because it really, really wants to. It's just waiting on you. Don't force it. Allow yourself to feel vulnerable. Allow yourself to feel emotional because it does feel emotional. There is a lot going on in your head, and that deserves to be acknowledged and honored. You aren't crazy. You are beautiful. And the new beginning is there for you. It is there and it's not going anywhere. This feels like it's there when you're ready. And so I hope that you enjoyed your pick a card or pick a deck reading. I hope that you found it beneficial and hopeful because you deserve to have hope in this really sticky situation. I wish you all of the best along your journey. You're doing what's best for you, and you just do the best that you can, whatever that looks like day to day. I love you. Take care. Hello, group number two. Welcome to your reading. You chose the Tangerine Quartz and the Wildwood Tarot. So let's see what messages are coming through for you. This is a general reading, just to remind you, but you're more than welcome to ask a question and see if the universe confirms it through these messages. So let's get started by feeling drawn to and choosing this deck, crystal, and or sound. What messages do you need to hear? Okay, first up we have the Shaman. Okay, it feels like you are really in control of something right now, like you're creating something big. And I think that with the 7 of vessels on the bottom of the deck, that it's birthed from something maybe a little bit darker, like you really had to learn what you don't want in order to create what you do want. But now you are clear and you are feeling like you can make it happen. There, or if you don't feel that way, the universe is saying you have everything you need to bring this to life. Okay. Sometimes this deck is a little shy. Okay, we have the 6 of Vessels reunion. So this is something that's really going to give you an opportunity to heal. Coming out of what was potentially some shadow work, it definitely feels like you are stepping into a period of renewal, of allowing yourself to feel things that maybe you really denied yourself of before. But it feels like this coming together of mind, body, and spirit. Like you get to you are receiving the opportunity to create something in order to heal something, if that makes sense. So let's see what else. The 3 of Bows, fulfillment. So, okay, it's feeling very much like you have an option here, and there's multiple there's 2 ways that you could go about doing this healing. There's 2 things that you could create, equally fulfilling on either side, you should know, but whatever path you take, it's important that you think about it, that you decide which path you want for yourself and for your future, because it is going to be a long-term venture. This is a pretty big journey I feel like you're about to go on, and with the Queen of Stones on the bottom of the deck, it definitely feels like something that's going to bring a lot of physical reward in your life. So maybe a new place to live, or maybe you're bringing in extra money, but I really don't feel like you could go wrong with either path. Either one is really coming from a sacred place, a really beautiful place, and you've created these opportunities for yourself. So don't feel stressed about this decision, but it's just important that whichever way you go with your full heart. You allow yourself to really experience everything this path has to offer, because it's going to bring you a lot of reward if you're all in. Okay. Okay. Well, that wanted to stay there, I guess. So I feel like even more so with the message that she has is like it's time to really take care of your surroundings, to take care of your environment. I just heard clean up. So maybe you should focus on I'm getting this image of you preparing yourself to look and live like the future self you want to be. It's almost like you want to start to channel who you're wanting to be. And maybe that's where this creative energy is in this healing moment for you to re examine how you've been living and morph it and change it and shift it into the future you, into the you that will be bringing in more, that will be attracting more beneficial things for yourself. Okay, we have the Queen of Arrows and the Knight of Bows. So the Queen of Arrows is definitely reaffirming that energy of making a decision and moving forward with it and trusting your decisions, because the Queen of Arrows is all about thought and really thorough consideration and allowing yourself to nurture what that process looked like for you. So it may be a more creative in your head process than other people want you to think. And maybe they see you being more well off choosing something a little more practical, but in your head, it is the more practical decision for you to follow your path of creativeness, and that's where you will find your stability. With the Knight of Bows, it's definitely feeling like whatever path you go down, it's going to be the more passionate one. It's going to be the one that feels like you can take action from a place of creativity, from the ideas that you're receiving, and really allowing yourself the space to thrive in the ideas that you're receiving. And I do feel like there will be some childlike energy to this. It'll feel like you are kind of going home in a way, like the path that you choose is what feels not comfortable in like a I'm gonna stay in my comfort zone way, but comfortable like it's familiar. You feel this in your heart. You've walked this path before, and maybe it wasn't very rewarding the first time in your first life, but now in this lifetime, it definitely feels like the right thing to do because you're going to have your whole heart, your mind, your body in it. So let's see if the universe has anything else for you. The Knight of Arrows. Okay, again, this is going to be something that I feel like there is a little bit of a message of indecision, like you don't really know what's going to benefit you, but you will make the right decision in the end. The action that you take will not only be from a place of wanting more creativity, of wanting more thrill in your life, but it will also be from a place of nurturing your mind, of deciding to trust your intuition, to trust the thoughts that you are receiving and move forward because you trust yourself, to because you trust your mind at this point in your life. You've lived long enough and you've been through many things that have led you to this point of having the ability to make the decision for yourself, because I think in the past it was really difficult for you to get here, but now you have everything that you need to move forward with the confidence that you really desired in the first place. So I just wanted to get two more messages out, but looks like we've got three. The Ace of Vessels, Seven of Stones, and the Four of Stones. Okay, so this immediately is telling me that this new venture will be emotionally fulfilling for you. There will be a lot of reward, not just in your creative and mental and physical world, but in your emotional sphere as well. You are going to meet people that want the best for you. There will be um, a lot of opportunity for emotional connections, for deepening your relationships and potentially attracting and creating new, more fulfilling ones. And along the way, again, with the Six of Vessels, especially, it definitely feels like you are at this turning point. And when you decide to move down this path, that there will be immense healing. And it's, yes, it is an opportunity for you to heal new things, but this is really feeling like inner child healing. And maybe that's what that childlike energy that I was feeling earlier is that it's like you are really opening yourself up to maybe some old wounds that really would have taken you down, really would have made it so you weren't confident in moving forward. But now, with all of these things laid out in front of you and your new mental state about it, you're moving forward in a way that's allowing yourself to heal, allowing yourself to find closure. The only note here is that while you're moving forward, you may have a bit of a rocky start, like you may be overly concerned about your resources. You may need to stretch yourself a little bit thin, but in the end, you will have stability and you will be safe. You are seeking that safety and structured life that you deserve through a little bit more of a radical path. So it may feel like you are heading into something even more unstable, but you're not. Trust your gut on this because it's going to lead you to really beautiful things that allow you to take bigger leaps in life and feel more excited about things. And that's such a powerful place to be. And with the healing that this opportunity is bringing you, it's so worth it. You are worth this opportunity. Trust yourself moving forward. You are going to make the right decision. You just need to look at what makes the most sense for you and for your alignment and go all in on it. Don't look back. You've got this. Blessed be. Hello, group number 3. Welcome to your reading. You chose the Sodalite as well as the Wild Unknown Tarot. I immediately am getting the feeling, before I even pull any cards, that you are gifted clairaudiently. So you may have chosen this pile just off of sound, but I just got this very intense ringing in my left ear. So I feel like you will be receiving something soon. But again, this is a general reading, so whatever messages come through, we're just going to take them and leave what doesn't resonate. You're more than welcome to ask a question if you want to see if you receive any confirmation from the universe through these messages, but you don't need to. So, by feeling drawn to and choosing this deck and this crystal and or the sound, what messages do you need to hear right now? Wow. We have death. This immediately, I'm hearing the word purification. And I feel like you need the confirmation or just the validation that, yes, transformation's beautiful. You know logically that any death comes with rebirth. There's always something on the other side. But you also need to feel valid and heard in how I'm wanting to say shitty the feeling of death feels, how in the midst, in the depth of that moment where you finally accept and surrender, it's painful and it's okay to be angry. It's okay to not trust what's coming next. It's okay to be confused or resentful towards the universe. All things are okay and you are valid. You are valid in this moment of death and transformation, however that looks for you. I feel that very strongly that there is this rebirth happening, but it's important for you to acknowledge how you feel, especially with the Two of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. It's feeling like if you allow yourself the the delicateness that it takes to spread your wings, acknowledge how strong you have to be, because a butterfly is very delicate, but it's balancing these two pentacles on its wings as it sets off into wherever it's going. And so it feels like this message to from the universe that yes, this hurts. Yes, you are valid, but there will be a rebirth. There will be transformation, and when you set into and when you acknowledge this transformation and are ready to move forward, there will be newfound strength, and it's not just coming from a place of your will, like your word goes. It's coming from a place of balance. It's coming from nurturing and understanding, a deep understanding, because of the things that you've gone through. You chose to learn from this death period. Wow. Okay. Let's move in a little bit further. Okay, another two. We have the Two of Wands. So I feel like you're starting to see a little bit more clearly where you are heading, even though you may be in the depths of this moment. And maybe you're not, you just really needed to hear, like, you are valid in feeling like that was rough. Like, that was a little unfair feeling what you just went through. Um, but it feels like this is your guide's way of saying it's time to look forward, and you have the ability to do that if you're not doing that already. You are aiming and seeing what it is you want to fly towards next. And that can be a really exciting moment. It can also feel a little bit overwhelming or daunting, but whatever the case, it is happening, and you are capable in doing this. I also want to point out that 222 or 22 may be coming up for you as a confirmation of something. Okay. We have two cards coming out. So, ooh, we have the Fool and the Seven of Wands. So the Fool is really innocent energy. It's brand new. It's never been here before. It's looking to start again. And it's really interesting that death is um what is the word, depicted as a dead bird, and then we have this little baby chick that is ready to start again. So it does feel like you've gone through this purification process. You've been picked dry so that there can be a full rebirth, so that you've laid everything out on the table. And now you can pick and choose what you want to take with you. And while this is really new energy, it definitely feels like you are more prepared than the average fool. You've taken the time, you've been here for a while looking at what you're about to jump into. You're not doing this from a blind spot. And then with the Seven of Wands, it's really feeling like you are lighting your own way through this. Maybe you've really had to work on really relying on yourself and making sure that you have your own back. It feels like other people kind of let you down. They kind of fell away, but your bright light shone through the darkness that you have previously experienced, and now you get to thrive. You get to use use what you've learned and use your light to lead the way. It almost kind of feels like the hermit, but a more self-assured version. Like, you don't really have to question too much. It's more just about being yourself, just shining bright, and the answers will come to you. And we have the Chariot on the bottom of the deck, so it's definitely feeling like you will be successful in moving forward in this venture. You will find your footing, I'm hearing, as you move forward. So again, that's also a little bit reminiscent of the Hermit, and underneath that we have the Wheel of Fortune. So this is divinely planned. This is karmically aligned with your path. Okay, we have the Three of Swords. So while you are moving forward, it's so, so, so important that you acknowledge your emotions. And maybe that's why we started out acknowledging how you must have felt or feel about this. But it's so important that you don't over analyze or only intellectualize your feelings about this journey. It's okay to be upset about things, and it's okay if you feel really hopeful. I feel like maybe you are a little bit nervous or hesitant about feeling hopeful about things because you don't want to end up in this painful period again. But I feel like allowing yourself any kind of emotion, good or bad, is the key to keeping this balanced state, to continuing seeing what's ahead of you and continuing to shine your light through the darkness. The Lovers, it feels like you are going to be finding something that you are extremely passionate about. This doesn't feel like a romantic relationship, though if that was some kind of confirmation for you, then take what resonates. But this definitely feels like you are finding your your niche, you is what I'm hearing, like, your thing in this life, and you get to nurture that, you get to involve yourself in this new adventure, and it's going to bring so much freedom and vibrance to your day-to-day life, and it can involve other people, but I'm really feeling that this is really all about you and what you have done to get yourself here and get yourself into the receiving mode of this blessing. And I also just got the message that while that rings true still in my mind, it's feeling like you are attracting people that aren't going to fall away if you do face darkness, if you do explore and decide to untangle some of the deeper, darker emotions that you're feeling. They're not going to run away. They're not going to fly away. They will be there to they've got your back. They want to see you thriving and see you loving your life the way that they love you. So let's see if there's anything else the universe wants to give you. Okay, another two. So the Two of Swords. So make sure that you recognize your power, that you acknowledge how much you have been through and how much strength you have moving forward. This card is about a blind spot. There is something blocking the light, but you have the power to move it, to knock it out of the way, to remove it from your path. You are in control of the obstacles ahead. They are there to give you nothing but clarity about how to move forward or to save you from moving too quickly down a path. So listen to yourself and your intuition. If an obstacle does arise, is it there so that you have an opportunity to rest and feel something? Or is it there because you need a reminder of how powerful and strong you are, and so you can move it out of the way? Whatever the case, I feel like this adventure that you are going on is going to bring a lot of reward in your life. There's a lot to be had, a lot to be seen, and a lot to be experienced. And it's all starting from the blank slate that you have allowed in your life. So be open, be receptive, know your power, know your worth. Good things are coming. Just trust the universe and trust divine timing. You have everything that you need to find balance in moving forward. And I believe in you 100%. You're going to do amazing things.